Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside. We get comfortable here. And let's talk about the correspondences for work and magic today, the 24th day of August, 2021. It's Tuesday. Happy birthday to my oldest son. He's 41 today. He's, I guess, feeling his age. He sent me a frown emoji after I said happy birthday to him by text. Anyway, so he's coping, I guess, the way he does. Anyway, Mars governs magic today, and we finally reached one of the days I told you about toward the end of the month, where there's a handful of them that are, let me see how many exactly, that are considered not particularly favorable for work and magic. We've got the 24th, 25th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. So 5 days out of the month where, we're not really prepared, I guess you could say, to work magic, for well, at least where the energies aren't particularly good for it. But that doesn't mean that you can't do something. It doesn't mean you can't even work magic. You just have to figure out a way to shore it up to counter those energies. But Mars governs magic today: passion, manifestation, creativity, self-assertion, reducing conflict. The element is fire. The colors are red and rust. Crystals are amethyst, bloodstone, lodestone, diamond, and jasper. This might be a good day to feed your lodestones. I feed mine periodically with iron filings. I just sprinkle a few out of my little thing I have, and it's like a shaker bottle. So I bought it that way. That's how it came. And I have them sitting out in my other altar area, and I periodically I'll just sprinkle every couple weeks or so some additional iron filings on them. They're very magnetic, and so you want to keep them away from computer equipment and things like that. Anything where a magnet might, erase things and cause problems. So I keep mine away from all that. I don't bring them in here ever, where all my computers are. So I just, you can do that today if you want to. The resins are juniper, dragon's blood, and red sandalwood. The herbs are absinthe, cayenne, and absinthe is usually discovered from wormwood. But anyway, cayenne, basil, asafoetida, rue, garlic, black pepper, nettle, wormwood, again, onion, mustard, leeks, ginger, wolfsbane, and thorny trees like hawthorn would be useful today. Let's see. Polarity, feminine or receptive side of self is still strongest. Earth is still strongest today, with air next. Water is in balance with air still, and fire is having no impact, suggesting that motivation could be less today. Gebo, Kenaz, and Fehu comprise the rune divination, where we're going to manifest the light of spirit in our interactions and relationships with others. That may be part of something I'm going to recommend today. We're still in the crone phase of the full moon. It was gorgeous last night. If you go to to Stepping Aside and look at today's forecast, you'll see last night's moon there, along with Jupiter up to the top right. Saturn was just a little bit too weak. I couldn't get it in the picture, and you couldn't hardly see it unless you blow the thing up. I was able to get both Jupiter and Saturn together, though, and I was able to blow it up and you can see them, but not in that picture that I have there. Let's see, 33 more days till Mercury goes retrograde, so be aware of that. But this is what I'm recommending, with the favorability being very bad or not recommended. I recommend looking at today's aspect patterns from the forecast, and I've linked to that on the Patreon version of this. And then I'm going to link back to the Patreon version also from both the forecast on the blog and then also over on Medium when I do another version of it over there for folks that aren't on Patreon. But look at that, paying particular attention to how Lilith is impacting your self-expression. Also look toward aspects with Eris. Now, Eris is starting to be looked at. Henry Seltzer has got a book out on Eris, which is fascinating. You should buy that if you're interested in this. Now, Eris is the goddess of strife and discord and how we manage all of that. But it's also about, over time, as we all know, patriarchy has caused a lot of problems for the world over the thousands of years that patriarchy has been the dominant attitude about things. But now we see the feminine divine returning. The goddess is indeed arising again within, and women have to learn how to speak truth to power in their own unique way that doesn't try to mirror the aggressive male dominant patriarchal type of experience. And so how we interact with Eris, and I've been including it in the forecast here, Monday through Friday, if there's aspects with Eris is right now in retrograde. So that indicates right away an inner reevaluation of how we express power in our lives as women. And then as men, how they perhaps find a better way to employ Eris in their lives as well and in their own self-expression. So basically, Eris is a goddess planet that influences how women speak truth to power in a manner that asserts without becoming the aggressor. In other words, how as women do we express Mars energy in our interactions with others? And given that this is a Mars governing day, you could go and do this in the hour of Mars, and I've linked to that on the Patreon version of this, so you can find out when the hours are today. You'll have to change your location, which you do that up at the top. I have it set for Portland. That's where the link goes to, but it doesn't matter. You can choose where you are. It's not a big deal at all. It's easy to see. It's up toward the top where you put your location in. Let's see. From a male perspective, this could also impact just how aggressive a man is in his own interactions with others. Again, use the hour of Mars for the best alignment of energies, along with any of the other general correspondences that we have listed below. So that's what I recommend today. Again, on days where the favorability is very bad, you can still work magic, and everything's there to help you do that. But I really like to take, just like on Mondays, a more inner focus and just come to terms with different things, make some considerations about things that, maybe you don't, have time to deal with any other day. And this just gives us another day to do that. And I think, didn't I say tomorrow too? Tomorrow as well on Wednesday, we'll be saying roughly the same sort of thing. So I guess that's it. This is a really important time for how we interact with one another. It's not going well. And so, exploring this aspect of self, clearly the male energy now can be very, very toxic. And basically what's happening there is it's basically coming to its end, and it doesn't like it. And so it's going to try and force itself on everybody in a way that's harmful and violent. It's why you see both male and female governors not wanting to protect our children with vaccines and masking up and protection and all of that. There is in other words, it's devolving into something that is so warped that it cannot continue. Well, something has to replace it. And I don't know. I'm thinking the goddess is the perfect energy to do that, So I think it's about time, don't you, that we struck a different tone in how we interact with one another and what our values are and who it is we place our priority on. And I would hope that we could all agree that our children is a good place to start. So anyhow, that's all I have. Have a good day. I have to convince my husband that we have to go pick corn. Not all of it's ready, I don't think, but it's time to shuck the corn and freeze it and up for the winter. So last year we waited a little too long and it got a little starchy, which I don't like. So the chickens got it. We went ahead and we still, cut it up and everything and froze it, but we just give it to the girls and to the two roosters because it's just, I don't like starchy corn. And if I'm going to grow it, I want it to be I want it to be, high water content. I don't want it to be all weird. So anyway, so I have to convince him of that today. Hopefully I can do that. I'll, decide how I'm going to speak truth to power. Witch meets immovable force, but maybe the immovable force will understand the witch is the immovable force. I don't know. Anyway, that's the way it goes. He's gonna have to do it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.